Welcome to SVG-TV News for Tuesday, May 3rd, 2016. I am Jennifer Richardson with the headlines. President of the National Labour Congress, Joseph Burns-Bernardi, says this year will be an exciting year for the working class of SVG. Speaking at an event on Monday, May 1st to mark Workers' Day, Bernardi said the trade union movement has made a significant impact on St. Vincent and the Grenadines and promises that this year there will be the introduction of policies, particularly the health and safety legislation geared towards the safety of all workers.
Now let me say this. This year is going to be a very important year for workers in this country. Because one, we are going to be passing in Parliament, after we have deliberated with our own input, the Health and Safety Bill, which is a regional bill. And it has been passed in Trinidad and Tobago in some other countries, and this is our time that we get on board so that we make sure that workers are protected in a safe environment when they go to work. So that is one of the jobs that we have.
Bernardi further noted that there is a commission set up to explore the issue of raising the minimum wage for all categories of workers, thus creating additional security, particularly for those who are not protected by a trade union.
And it's a big issue. In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the commission has already been set up for the raising of the minimum wage for all categories of workers in this country. That's headed by Lloyd Small as the chairman, but it's a tripartite setup. Employers are represented, workers, and the government. In Venezuela, you heard minimum wage went up substantially. That was just passed by the administration a couple of days ago. So we are following suit in St. Vincent and the Grenadines to make sure that the workers, particularly those workers who are not protected by the trade union, that we carry their wages up so that they can live.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines came in second behind St. Lucia as the top country for press freedom in the Americas, according to a survey conducted by the US-based independent watchdog organization Freedom House in recognition of World Press Freedom Day being celebrated today, May 3rd. Freedom House said it assesses media freedom using common criteria for all settings in poor and rich countries as well as in countries of varying ethnic, religious and cultural backgrounds. It said that all states, from the most democratic to the most authoritarian, are committed to Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which states, "Everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. This right includes freedom to hold opinions without interference and to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas through any media regardless of frontiers." Freedom House said that St. Lucia has a global rank of 11 from 199 countries surveyed and is followed by St. Vincent and the Grenadines as the second top country in the Americas for press freedom. SVG has a global ranking of 17. The other Caribbean community CARICOM countries listed in the report are Barbados and Jamaica, both placed fourth with a global ranking of 21, followed by St. Kitts Nevis in the 7th position with a global ranking of 25. The Bahamas and Belize at number 9 with a global ranking of 31, followed by Grenada at 11 with 38, Dominica 13th with a ranking of 44, Trinidad and Tobago 14, 47 rank, and Suriname at 15 with 51 rank. Freedom House placed Antigua and Barbuda at 17th, 68 rank, followed by Guyana 18th with 70 rank, Haiti 25, 110 ranked. Freedom House said that of the 199 countries and territories assessed for 2015, a total of 62 or 31% were rated free, 71 or 36% were rated partly free, and 66 or 33% were rated not free. It says this balance marks a slight shift toward the not free category compared with the edition covering 2014, which features 63 free, 71 partly free, and 65 not free countries and territories. Meanwhile, Minister of Information here, Camilo Gonsalves, highlighted the importance of having a free press. Gonsalves told SVG-TV News via the telephone that SVG should be proud of its records for press freedom. He pointed out that press freedom ensures that persons in positions of office are held accountable.
And you get a sense that the press in the region is generally a free press, and we want to keep it that way because not only is it important and of itself as a right that is important and must be protected and defended, but it is important developmentally, particularly in small countries, that we have a free press that feels confident in its freedom and confident not only to disseminate important information, but to hold leaders and governments and people in power, whether in the public or private sector, hold them to account. And so the press plays a very important developmental role in all nations, but particularly in small developing nations like ours.
The Minister of Information, who is also a trained journalist, noted that while it is important to exercise freedom of the press, it is also critical to ensure that persons are responsible in what they say and write.
We must also recognize that, again, because we live in a small country, the freedom of the press, while protected, must also be responsible. It doesn't take much in a small country to start a panic. It doesn't take much in a small country for misinformation to spread, not just information, but misinformation. And there's a quote from Mark Twain that says, a lie will go around the world 10 times before the truth has even laced up its shoes. And so we have to be responsible about the type of information that we disseminate and the types of ways in which we disseminate information to make sure that our very important right is not abused.
The Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment said it has received notification of another laboratory-confirmed case of Zika here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This brings to date a total of 3 confirmed cases here since the first case was confirmed in February 2016. The new recorded case is that of a 35-year-old female of Bequia. The ministry says it continues to intensify its efforts in a targeted approach to effectively tackle the Aedes aegypti mosquito and the Zika virus, and thanks to the people of SVG for their active involvement in the fight against Zika. It is urging persons to continue to take the necessary steps to protect themselves. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Simone Kieser-Beach says there is evidence to support the claim that the Zika virus causes microcephaly and stresses the importance for all Vincentians to continue protecting themselves by using insect repellents, wearing long clothing, and engaging in vigorous source reduction measures in their environment, such as the home, the workplace, schools, etc. She encourages the public to work even more closely with the ministry in the various activities that will be ongoing during Mosquito Awareness Week, May 9th to the 15th, which will focus on mosquito control measures. As the St. Vincent Girls High School prepares for their 105th anniversary celebrations this coming Sunday, Deputy Headmistress Michelle Beach says that the GHS is a school for all. On Sunday's Hit Stock program, Beach sought to clear up the misconception in regards to the acceptance and attendance at the school, noting that many persons to this date still regard the school as one for only the rich and elite, and this is not the case. Beach says with the mindset, students with lots of potential miss out on the great opportunities that they can receive from attending the school because they come from a poor background, and parents become discouraged in sending their children to the school. According to Beach, there are specific programs in place to facilitate students from poor families, which will prepare them for a prosperous and successful future.
We have students at the Girls High School who may have difficulty getting to school, that is transportation. We have to find that sort of money to assist those students, and I think the government has something in place to assist students traveling to school. We also have students who cannot afford, whose parents cannot afford to buy lunch for them, and we have gracious alumni who have consented to sponsoring these children in various ways. And so we want to say to Vincentians that the Girls High School is a school for all, and we really do not want anybody to think that, okay, my child is of a particular class and she cannot attend. As long as she works hard and she gains entry into the school, then there's no telling where she can go from there.
Speaking on the challenges that face the GHS after 105 years as a national institution and the way forward, physics teacher Lenski Adams says it is important for the school to move into the technological age where both students and teachers can benefit from their gadgets to facilitate easy learning. However, he says there are some problems in this area.
With the institution, one thing I want to point out that some of the challenges that we face at Girls High School is, I'm just going to bring out some points now. Like for instance, at the Coots building, right, the upper Form 2 classes, for the past year, the classrooms have been without electricity. So, what we try to do in terms of using projector and so on as teaching aids, those classrooms are unable to have that bit of that use of technology in those classrooms. And the reason into which there's no electricity there is because of the old age of the building, right? There's a lot of ants and woodlice that are actually eating out all of the electrical wiring.
Adam says though the school has created a commendable ICT contract to police and promote the good use of technological gadgets and the internet, more can be done since social media and the internet is part of everyday life, and there are numerous disadvantages that come with this.
That they develop an ICT contract basically, right, where all students have to sign it on entrance into the school, and this contract entails the proper use of the electrical devices. Now, when I say electrical devices, I'm referring to the tablets and the laptops. Now, Girls High School has a plan in place where you're not allowed to bring your cell phones to school. That is something that is always up for discussion. Good? But this ICT contract helps to guide the students into how they should be responsible users of all means of technology. Good? And as I said, that they have to sign these contracts at the beginning of their school year.
The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force is currently investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of one of its own, PC 602 Giovanni Charles, 26 years old, of New Montrose. Reports are that Charles received stab wounds about his body whilst on duty at a fair at the Belmont Government School. He subsequently died. An 18-year-old male is assisting the police with their investigations. A total of 11 homicides have so far been committed here this year. Meanwhile, two family members of the slain police officer expressed sadness and outrage over his death.
We could ever ask for. He was always there for us no matter what. Sometimes we are sad and Giovanni will come and make jokes for us to laugh. He will make you have a good day. I feel very sad. It was the hardest thing I've ever felt. I lost my mother, but it wasn't hard as how I feel today. I can't even explain my feelings. All I can do is cry. I can't even eat. Giovanni was a brother, a best friend, a cousin to every one of us. Even the smallest baby in the family, he was always there for.
Yeah, I feel sad to know what happened to him because he was very close to me. I operate a minibus. I carry him anywhere with me all over the night. Anyway, I go to work, Belgrade and so on, he with me. My mother died almost 2 years ago, didn't feel like this. I can't feel for him. I take him like for my son. He was very good to me. Very good to me. Can't find the fault with him. I don't know for other people, but for me. Since he grew up around me, going to school and so on, he operated the same like me. Cool, lovely, everything. And in the future, I think police should carry firearms at all times. Anytime they're going in any function.
The SVG Police Force, through a media release, expressed condolences to Charles's family, friends, and colleagues. On a happier note, PC458 Delano Charles has graduated with a master's degree in security and intelligence studies from the University of Buckingham. The program's graduation ceremony took place in March 2016. The Camden Park resident's achievement comes 9 years after he was enlisted as a member of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. Charles, whose experience includes working at the Rapid Response Unit, the RRU, Fire Department and Central Police Station, said he always wanted to be a security personnel, so much so that he wanted to join the Army, and eventually he decided to join the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. Explaining his reason for pursuing studies in the field of security and intelligence, Charles stated, quote, "The matter of security was always on the agenda," unquote. Because of his background in law enforcement, intelligence is key in solving crime, so he wanted to pursue that area as well. He said the program also gave him a chance to blend different techniques in security. Along with analyzing case studies, Charles also concentrated on law enforcement intelligence techniques, security in the Americas and Europe, the history of security and intelligence, and strategic management. He said he would like to get an opportunity to utilize his training in further developing the police force in the areas of intelligence analysis and strategic security. Charles said his next goal within the next 3 to 5 year period is to pursue a PhD in criminology. 2 men, a Vincentian and a Barbadian national, were detained in Barbados in connection with the seizure of 814 pounds of cannabis. According to reports on Sunday, May 1st, 2016, about 8:50 p.m., an operation by the police in Barbados, led by members of the drug squad assisted by the Barbados Coast Guard, intercepted a boat with about 4 nautical miles off the west coast. In a statement, the Barbados police say, due to the unfavorable condition of the water, the boat sank and that they are in search of a 3rd man who was on board when the boat was intercepted, but he has not yet been found. The street value of the drug discovered is said to be over 1.6 million Barbados dollars. Fast Cash today launched a payment protections plan for their customers. They have partnered with the Pan American Life Insurance Company to implement their new improved plan. They state that customers' obligation will be covered in the event of death, critical illness, temporary or total disability, or involuntary loss of employment. The value-added measure is at a marginal cost for customers and is built into their installment amount. Country Manager of Fast Cash, Kevin Jessamy, spoke in detail on the new plan, which looks at beneficiaries, coverage, and insurance measures.
It will be implemented on new accounts and refinance accounts as of today, May 3rd, 2016. The benefit occurs automatically to all customers. So once you come and apply for a loan today, whether it's a new loan or refinance loan, you are automatically covered under this insurance protection plan. Anyone can be listed as your beneficiary, but once your beneficiary is listed, it cannot be changed once the loan is approved. If for some unforeseen event and the person who took the loan has died, then the insurance policy pays off the person's balance in total. And it also gives the beneficiary that was listed a financial amount to assist them in that difficult time as well.
Jessamy says the termination conditions of a person's account will apply if one fails to comply with the policy.
Insurance of an individual shall automatically terminate at the earliest possible time after. So if you default on no payment, then the insurance policy will be terminated on your account. So you will not have the rights that the normal person who is paying their monthly installment would have. So the onus again is back on the client to make sure that you pay your loan on time and you will get all the benefits that you can possibly get under this system.